everybody? Welcome back to Hardworking Man. I hope you had a great 4th of July weekend. Rachel and the kids. Rachel's living her dream, out on the beach, soaking up the sun. I'm home working and working in the woodyard. That's what I like to do. I didn't stay home because I like to do this more than hang out with my family. It's because I had to work all weekend from midnight till noon, so you got to do what you got to do. But now it's fun time. I'm out here with the Ported Echo CS7310P. That saw absolutely rips, but I have a chainsaw coming that I think is going to absolutely dust it. You can find out what it is if you check out Iowa Performance Saws on Facebook, because he's been dropping some hints lately. Anyway, black locust, going to get bucked up. I was going to come out and run the all-wood splitter because it's red, white, and blue. It's 4th of July weekend, but man, I just want to run this saw because I love it. Let's get the fan set up so I don't die of sweat, and let's get to work. Now, a lot of people are talking about the price gap closing between Steel, Husqvarna, and Echo. All the prices are going to be changing with tariffs and changing economy and everything. But one thing about these Echoes is they're reliable. These are probably known as some of the most reliable saws out there. And this thing starts almost the same every time. It's not hot. I haven't ran it, so you guys can see I'm touching the muffler. Switch on, choke on. I'm going to pull it twice. It's going to pop, choke off. I'm going to pull it 2 more times. It's going to be running. Uh-oh. And I'm a liar. Oh, was that an extra pull or was that 2? Man, I feel like a fraud. She rips, baby. This is black locust. This ain't no blue spruce or nothing like that. We still got the 8-pin sprocket in. Now I got a question for you guys, because if you follow the channel, you know I'm working on something. I'm building something, and I need your help. I'm actually building a couple things. This saw, love it. It's like a laser. When you're cutting, like, you like cutting on a pile like this, you like picking them up with the tractor or a mini X, do you like a long bucking table? Like, there's a lot of different options. If you're working alone, which is another question, how many of you work alone? I work alone a lot, or I have Rachel, but I think a lot of us work alone. So, that being said, let me know in the comments, how do you work? Do you work with somebody? Do you work alone? How do you like bucking your logs? In a pile, on the ground, with a timber jack, a bucking table, a tractor, a mini excavator? Like, what's the best? And I think I have a great option coming that I don't think has been out there before. That's a pretty good diameter black locust there. We're talking 14, 15 inches. 8-pin sprocket. 7-pin would probably be better. Hogging a little bit there. The new saw ain't gonna have to worry about that, I don't think. everybody's setup, everybody's situation is different. Not everyone has a tractor, a mini excavator, the ability to get that stuff. And that's where I think these products I'm coming up with, that I'm working on fabricating right now, are going to be a game changer. Because it's a system, an all-in-one system. I mean, I guess not all-in-one. Is anything really all-in-one? It's not a firewood processor. Not everyone can afford a firewood processor. That's one reason I like Dyna, because they have a rental program. So I know a lot of the focus is on fast splitters, but is that the end-all be-all? Because if you can't get the wood to the splitter, if you go cut for an hour or two and you're so sore you can't stay and split, like, I think we need to look at buying firewood equipment and what we have a little bit differently. And I'm not talking corded chainsaws, even though they're awesome and in my opinion, well worth the money. I mean, cutting like this, just letting the saw pull instead of pushing or putting the dogs in and cranking on it like I used to. Not only is it faster, easier on the saw, but it's so much easier on me. But that's not what this is about at all. So when it comes to firewood, there's a few different, I guess, steps of the process. You have to get your wood. You can harvest your own, source your own, get it from friends, tree service, buy log trucks. There's a million different ways to get your firewood. I do a little bit of everything. This wood here I got off of a Facebook Marketplace ad. I went and I picked it up. It was a great deal. I've got videos on that. I bought logs. I've taken it off my own property. I haven't done a whole lot of the tree service game, but once you get the wood, you have to process it. First comes bucking it into links. I've tried a lot of, or I guess not a lot, but a few different things over the years. Chainsaws are probably the most common. Firewood processors are coming a long way and becoming a lot more affordable. That being said, a lot more affordable, a $60,000, $70,000 machine still isn't for most of us. So like I said, once you get the logs, you gotta buck them down to size. I've got the Samurai. That thing works awesome for anything about 10, 11 inch diameter on down. It's a 3-point modern day buzzsaw, goes on the back of my tractor, but if you don't have a tractor, you can't run it. They do make a gas power engine one, which you could run that way, but they're also hard to find here in the US. I picked mine up in Canada, and a lot of people ask me where I got it from, because there's no dealer or no one that I know of that makes equipment like that in the US. So again, we're back to the chainsaw for the firewood processor. And then you got bucking tables, you got cutting on log piles, you got, I guess, different systems, the 3-point log grapples, the front log grapples, cutting off the forks, a lot of different ways. So, one, I think most people buck with a chainsaw. So if you buck with a chainsaw, what's your preferred method? And would you like something better? I know the answer to that already. Better, more affordable, and that can be used without a bunch of heavy equipment because, again, not all of us have that stuff. Now, when you're bucking on a log pile, there are, I guess, different dangers that you have to be considerate of. The whole log pile falling. This one's a small pile. Over there, I got a big pile. That can kill you. Getting the logs, the rounds out of your way. You got to stop, set the saw down, move them, unless you have another person. I mean, there's always something, right? The timber jacks I like for working out in the woods. Get the log up off the ground so you can buck it without hitting the dirt, because dirt kills saws. No matter what saw you have, you need a good running saw, appropriately sized, and a sharp chain. I also want to look into chains more. Like, what do people want? What are they looking for? There's, I guess, the advancement in the firewood game is awesome, and it's good for all of us. So I'm going to be bringing some new chains, different size drive sprockets. Like I said, I got an 8-pin on here right now. There's 7, there's 10, there's whatever. Different purposes, different saws, different wood. It all matters, but I'm going to be doing more of that as well. Another person, if I didn't have to move every single cut. I mean, it just, now I'm throwing it on the ground, and then I have to pick it up, which I got the Easton Made FG60 grapple. I can scoop it up, drop it on my all-wood log splitter table, through the splitter. But not everyone has that stuff, and like I said, I'm excited about what I've come up with. The system, the Hardworking Man Firewood production system. Now I just got to get it done and see if it's even viable. But I need your help. That's why I'm asking. What do you guys like? What do you think's the best options, best methods for bucking rounds? Let's start there. Now I know on camera this fan doesn't look like it's running, but let me tell you, it's spinning fast and it's blowing, and it is heaven in the wood yard. $50 on Amazon Marketplace, probably a 20, 30-year-old fan, and what a difference. I just want to stand here all day. You can hear that 8-pin through this big locust. It slows the saw down a little bit. That's still by no means slow. Stuff ain't light either. covered in sawdust. Man glitter, baby. Now right here you can see one of the drawbacks of cutting on a wood pile. This big heavy locust, the biggest one in this pile, when I got enough weight off because it wasn't stable, it fell. So now I'm cutting sort of at an angle. And when those big rounds roll down, or that log rolls down, I had to jump out of the way, because even if it won't kill you at this point, it's not going to feel good, and it's just not effective. And I'm getting to the point where there's so many rounds behind me, it's now a tripping hazard. I mean, there's got to be a better way, right? Oh my gosh, look at this. That, if we can find it, a skink just came out of there. Oh, there it is. Oh my, it's running through the pile. This is the only lizard that lives in Michigan. It's a skink. Where'd he go? They're so fast. They got an electric blue tail. They look awesome. I don't want to harass them too much, but when we bought this house, when we came to look at it, my son says, I'm going to go catch a lizard. I said, a salamander? No, a lizard. He says, they live in this area. I'm like, whatever, kid, there's no lizards in Michigan. We came to look at this house to buy it, and he caught a skink. It was awesome. So I think we can all agree, even though cutting on a log pile like a lot of us do, it's not terrible. It's just not optimal. You gotta move logs, you gotta pick them up, you gotta not trip on them. Now a firewood or log bucking table, I've thought about building one of those before, but they're big, they're bulky, they take up a lot of space, they're hard to move. Doug from One Eye Customs built an awesome one that, like only he would build, where you buck the rounds and then they go down into a chute and feed out to your splitter. But man, it was a lot of work, a lot of lumber, a lot of weight, and it's just a stationary thing. I'm not that stationary of a processor yet. Adam from Hometown Acres, he built one a little bit more simple, but still big, heavy. The Easton Made crew picked one up, sent it over to Marlin and Emily from Twin River Wood Products. And man, I mean, they're nice. You grab your equipment, you put it on the bucking table, you buck it up, but then the rounds are on the ground or wherever they go next. I mean, I like them. I've always wanted to build one, but I don't have the lumber. I don't have a sawmill. I didn't want to buy all the lumber. I didn't have the space to put it to stationary, big, heavy thing. But the more I see them, the more they make sense. And I think that might be a really good option, especially the way I do firewood. Once I get this area set up to where I can have a big stationary area with good access where I can put the rounds on, cut them, turn around and throw them onto the all-wood log table, and then split them. And then if I ever get my conveyor done, convey them up into a pile and boom. I think that's a good option. I just don't love everything about it. Another other thing you have to worry about when you're bucking in a log pile is the tip. Just the tip can be dangerous. That can be what costs you. It can cost you for the rest of your life. When you're cutting, if that tip gets through and hits, that's what's going to be a kick up. So these log piles are primed for that. Where the bucking tables, the log grapples, the forks, they take a lot of that out of it. Watch your tip, guys. It can cost you. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This saw is so sharp, but not everyone's saw is this sharp. When it hits that, it can kick, and that's what the chain brake's for. That's why it's designed like it is. So if you're holding the saw and it kicks, the idea is you'll trip the train brake before that saw hits you in the face. That's why not having a lazy top hand like I have a bad habit of is so important. Now this is one of my biggest gripes with cutting on a log pile, is you're constantly, if you're working alone, having to move the rounds out of your way so you have a workspace. That log's in the dirt. I'll probably run that one through the Samurai carbide blade. Don't have to worry about messing up my saw. But you gotta, as you cut, you gotta stop. I got my saw running right now. I could have turned it off. I just want to cut and cut and cut, turn the saw off, get ready again, cut and cut and cut. That's where a bucking table would come in handy. But again, the bigness, the bulkiness, the complexity to building them. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a wood building guy. I don't know. Firewood processors are nice, but like I said, I try to do things that everybody can do, not just a few. And with the Dyna, the rental program, that does open it up, like I said. But still, it's not what a lot of people need. What do you guys think the best option is? The best method for bucking logs? Because I love running saws now that they're ported. But still, it seems still like it's my bottleneck. The repositioning, the moving, the picking up, the bending over. I gotta figure it out. And that right there is one of the drawbacks of the Firewood Pro-Sizer. I didn't charge it since the last time I cut. Now it's dead. There's no perfect solution for everything and anything. I love this Pro-Sizer. You saw how easy it was, how quick it allowed me to work. But when you don't charge it, when you switch saws, there are drawbacks to it. It's not the end-all be-all. It's not perfect. People use the Mingo marker. They use a tape measure and paint. They use chalk, stick and chalk. I've used stick and chalk for years. Now a lot of people call it the Gramp stick because of Gramps using it. And that is probably my most reliable method, is just a dowel rod. Paint it up bright so you don't lose it. The Gramp stick, call it what you want. You can either use it and mark with chalk, sidewalk chalk or log crayon, whatever, or you can just hold it, get a smaller diameter one, hold it in your knuckles on the top bar, and then just mark and cut like Gramps does. So the Pro-Sizer's dead. Let me go get a Gramp stick or a dowel rod. Well, the good news is going to get the Gramp stick here. Found a pair of safety glasses, so that'll be safer. when you got a saw that absolutely rips, like this ported 7310, you got to be careful when your logs get smaller, because with that sharp, aggressive chain, it's a Sugihara 20-inch bar Sugihara chain, it'll grab that whole log, that whole piece, and pull it back and bind on your saw and run it into you. So sometimes you'll see me start a little bit slower, and that's why. Holding it in the knuckles like that, make sure, like I talked about, that you have, I guess, good awareness of the top of that saw, so if you hit and kick, you still got a good grip on it. Man, I love this saw. I hate always having to throw the rounds out of the way, though. I just want to cut. I just want to cut. Just go. This saw's so fast, and I'm limiting myself by having to do all my work. I just want to go. Some people think I'm anal, like right here. I'm literally cutting 2 inches off that 2-inch cookie will go into my wood boiler, and I try to sell a premium product. I sell for twice what a lot of people in my area sell for, and I can't keep up, and that's why. Oh, this fast saw, the rounds in the way are slowing me down. Now these asphalt millings, huge win for the woodyard. Because like where these logs are, and one of the reasons I'm bucking on them right now is to get them out of the way, because the bottom ones are all in dirt, clay, mud. When it rains, it gets on the logs, it dulls your chain quick. Those asphalt millings seem to do a lot better not sticking to the wood. So when I get the rounds on them, or I get the logs on them, or whatever, it's not gonna be as detrimental. It's not gonna wreck saws and wreck, not saws, but chains, you know what I'm saying. I can't wait. I still have 2.5 semi trucks to get spread out, but I gotta do a lot. I gotta cut some more stumps down, get some more stumps out of the way, keep moving stuff, keep going, keep grinding. Like I said, I'm building a few things right now. Like there. I mean, that's not a light log, and this saw just pulls the whole thing. I mean, locust is not light, guys. This is where a pile is okay to cut on, and no matter what, like whatever saw you're running or chain, or, I mean, the type of wood you're cutting makes a big, big difference. I can make a saw look awesome cutting the right wood. This saw looks awesome cutting locust, one of the densest firewoods out there. Well, this is probably, with a fast saw, like before, this wasn't as big of a deal because it wasn't like I had to move rounds every few seconds. With a fast saw, it's more of an issue. Every time you fix a bottleneck, you create a new one. The goal to becoming more efficient is continually fixing your bottlenecks. man, that fan feels so good. Well, there it is, just a quick bucking session. I didn't even buck up that much. I didn't even run a full tank through the Echo. I just wanted to, I guess, get your opinion, like what is the best way to buck up rounds? Let me know in the comments. I'm working on something, but I want to make it right the first time. So talking to you guys, the people who do firewood, the people, whether you do it for yourself, a weekend warrior, have a side hustle, are growing into a full legit business, like what do you want to see? What do you want to learn in the firewood game? Because I've learned a ton. I'm still learning. I still come up with ideas and inventions and stuff, and I want to test different things, different saws, ported saws, non-ported saws, different chains, square grind, round grind, 404, 395, low pro, like whatever. I want to test it all, but I need to know what you guys want to see so I can bring you content that's relatable. Not just, I'm going to run this brand equipment because I get it and I'm going to tell you it's the best. No, you guys know me. I run everything and anything. I'll try anything if it makes sense, if I think it's legit. And I have ideas of my own that I think can revolutionize the firewood processing game, but I need your help. So let me know, where are your bottlenecks? What would you like to improve? We all know you only get one back. You only get one set of eyes. I should have been wearing safety glasses the whole time. Your body, these are firewood cutting pants. They're a little cooler in the summer. Chaps, like PPE, whatever. But anyways, let me know in the comments, what do you want to see? What is your least favorite part of firewood so we can make it your favorite part? Thanks for watching, hardworking man guys. Have a great day.